And thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Green. A substitute school bus driver in Douglas County has been taken off duty as the school district is now looking into why all 40 students who were on a bus were dropped off at a random intersection. Students say the sub wouldn't leave the school parking lot until the students stopped talking. Then they say he blew past all the stops on the way home. So some kids became scared and stressed. Some started crying. They say the driver pulled over at a random intersection 2 miles from the school, not along the bus route, and then made all the kids get off the bus.
Like 40 kids running around crying, looking for their parents, and there was kids that were like hugging their younger siblings.
And that 10-year-old student says a stranger brought her and her 7-year-old sister home. Again, Douglas County School District saying the bus driver's on leave while the district does investigate. Boulder police say they're looking for people who put up some explicit street signs in the city. The signs telling drivers to slow down or get off their phones, using some very colorful language. Some of it we're not allowed to use on TV. City officials say they knew the illegal signs were posted in at least 4 locations, like Table Mesa Drive and South Broadway, as well as 3 places along 28th Street, J Road, Palo Parkway, and the Diagonal. But then last night they found another location at 28th and Cordray Court. Boulder police say the signs look to be professionally made. The Department of Transportation had to use a special tool to remove them from the posts.
So the charge itself is tampering, and like I said, we're still looking into that piece of trying to find the suspects. But one thing that would be helpful, these signs are pretty professional signs. They seem like they would take some time to get them placed where they did. There's always a potential that someone in the community may have seen someone as they were placing these signs throughout the different neighborhoods.
And they asked that anyone with information about those illegal signs call Boulder Police on the non-emergency dispatch line. The number now at the bottom of your screen is 303-441-3333. We've also posted this information at 9news.com, and that includes the case number to reference if you can help the police. A chilly morning to say the least. Sunny now, and it is warming up as we go through the day. The start of a trend heading for the weekend as well. Let's talk about it now with Keely Chalmers with the 9 News Weather Impact Team. Hi, Keely.
Hey, yeah, temperatures climbing close to 70 degrees in some areas across the plains on Saturday. So we'll be near record-breaking warmth on Saturday. But yes, you were right. It is chilly out there right now. Certainly a chilly start to the day. We're at 48 degrees right now, warming to temperatures right around 50 degrees. But let's talk about just how cold it got this morning. 15 degrees. It got about 19 here at the 9 News studios, but 15 degrees. That was the official low this morning out at DIA, the coldest we've been since March 26th. Those winds, that was the big story yesterday. They are dying down across the plains, still pretty strong up in the foothills. We're looking at 30, 40 plus mile per hour wind gusts up there right now. But again, calming down across the plains, those winds still going to be pretty strong, 50, 60 plus mile per hour wind gusts in the foothills as we head into the afternoon, and then they start to die down. We have high pressure building. That's going to bring us lots of sunshine today. Temperatures topping out right around 50 degrees. So your weather headlines: windy in the foothills today, but dying down across the plains, warming up starting next week. And what about the chances for snow next week? We'll talk more about that coming up in your complete forecast in just a bit.
Colorado Governor Jared Polis and state leaders have a new transportation plan which includes increasing public transit by some 83% over the next decade. The plan is called Vision 2035. It also calls for building housing closer to transit areas and expanding bike paths and sidewalks so fewer people would drive. The governor's report on the plan also points out that RTD has been lagging behind other transit agencies nationwide when it comes to boosting ridership post-pandemic. RTD responded with a statement saying it's already working to increase that number by adding more service after the first of the year. The governor referenced the story that 9 News broke on Monday that the Colorado Public Health Department believes one of its chemists falsified water safety tests for years. Polis said his office only recently found out, but says the truth needs to come out. A CDPHA spokesperson says the agency first learned of the issues in February, but that the state didn't tell the federal government until April. That led to certification for certain water tests being revoked. CDPHE says the issues affect about 3% of Colorado water systems. Despite learning about the situation in February, the state didn't begin to inform customers until the summer.
If there are gaps in the information or to find out why it wasn't made available earlier, we want that to happen. So we want to fully understand exactly what happened and what the consequences are for the person responsible.
We've also learned that CDPHE caught issues in 2022, but didn't do anything about it then. The U.S. House Ethics Committee is going to meet later today discussing its report on Matt Gaetz, who was recently announced as Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General. Gaetz had been investigated for allegations that he engaged with sexual misconduct with a 17-year-old girl, as well as illicit drug use. Today, that committee meeting behind closed doors, discussing whether to release the report detailing that investigation. Several Republicans and some Democrats in the Senate want to review that report before they take any vote on appointment. But Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson is a Trump ally. He's pointed out the Ethics Committee only has jurisdiction over sitting members, and Gaetz did resign his House seat last week. A man from Venezuela has been convicted of killing Georgia nursing student Laken Riley in February. Jose Ibarra pleaded not guilty to the 10 counts that included murder and aggravated assault. But his DNA was found under Riley's fingernails, and his fingerprint was on her phone. Ibarra had waived his right to a jury trial, so the judge made the determination of guilt. The killing added fuel to the national debate over immigration when federal authorities said Ibarra illegally entered the U.S. in 2022 and was allowed to stay in the country while he pursued his immigration case. The former members of One Direction gathered with other friends and family of Liam Payne today for his funeral service. The 31-year-old singer died last month after he fell from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires. The crowd fell silent as Payne's parents emerged from a car to stand behind a horse-drawn carriage carrying their son's remains. Authorities in Argentina have charged 3 people in connection with Payne's death for, quote, abandonment of a person followed by death and supplying the narcotics that he had in his system.